If you are watching this video, you have already logged in successfully to IXL and you worked on those 5 skills and completed them all. Now, using that information, we're going to go on a little hike. And when I say little, I mean a really tiny, well, more like, where's my camera? Like that big of a hike. So this is an activity called Micro Hike, and this is the web page that you'll be using to kind of guide yourself through what you'll be doing outside. I've put a link to this website below. This is called Micro Hike, and your guide is this guy who calls himself Mountain. Cool name, weird name, I don't know. Anyway, you can scroll through this site and it's just kind of like step by step. What is this all about? What are you going to do? So you can start by playing the intro video.
Hey everybody, my name is Mountain, and I'm glad to be with you here today.
So you can watch that. He's going to talk about what it's like to be really, really tiny and what you might see. And there was actually a movie about that called Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. So read through this section. There's another review on ecosystems. Now I know you just went through IXL and answered those questions on there, but take a look at this video. It's only 6 minutes long. And then when you're done, see if you can answer these 3 questions. What are the 2 main categories of things in an ecosystem? Where does the energy for all living things originate from? And how are producers, consumers, and decomposers different, and how are they similar? I'm not going to ask you to write those things down, but just to check your own understanding, see if you can answer those questions after you watch this video. All right, step 2, Mountain's going to tell you some more stuff. And then he's going to say, go outside and pick an area. And it doesn't have to be any like elaborate park or anything. It could be just a patch of grass or a few things growing up between some busted concrete. It doesn't need to be really anything in particular. Just go outside, find some living things. So that's what this is talking about. Go ahead and read through that. This is the area that he did as an example. Again, it's not that much, it's a few bricks with some things growing out of it. You can find something similar if you have a garden, even better, that would be awesome. But just find some living things. Gear up. So this is saying bring some things with you if you have them. If you don't have them, not a big deal. The most important thing is to get a length of string or a shoelace, or you could even use like a charging cable or something that's about, like this big. That's really the only thing you need. If you have some paper and a writing utensil, that would be great to take some notes of some of the things that you're going to find. If you have a magnifying glass, awesome. If not, not a big deal. Any of this, the rest of the stuff is optional. So read through that. And then he's saying, before you go out, take some guesses. What kind of biotic things will you find? What kind of abiotic things will you find? And we've identified those in class. Basically, biotic things are living things, and abiotic things are things that are not living. So try and just sort of identify those in your head. What about bugs? So this is a quick introduction on insects. So watch that video. That way when you see an insect, you have some idea of what type of insect is that. Here's a funny joke. What kind of jacket do you wear on a hike? Trailblazer. Thanks, Mountain. All right, and here are the steps to your challenge. So when you get outside, you are going to, step 1, lay your string or your shoelace or your charging cable down inside of your micro ecosystem. This is your trail. This is your hiking trail. But really, you're just going to be like laying there, looking closely at things. And then it says, no, really. Get down on your hands and knees and maybe even lay on your belly to get a really close look. Use your hands to carefully move the grass and plants to the side and peer down into all the cracks and crevices. So your goal is to see all the little tiny micro details of this mini ecosystem that you're viewing. Follow your string or your shoelace or your charging cable as it twists and turns through your space. So just kind of go through piece by piece. What sort of tiny insects do you see? What sort of plants are you identifying? You can use craft sticks to mark where you saw things, or you can just write it down when you see it. And then it says, on a sheet of paper, make 3 columns. You can do this if you want or not, or you can just list things out. But essentially, for your assessment, the way I'm going to grade this activity is I'm going to ask you, kind of like right here, what plants did you see? What animals did you see? and what was the terrain like? Now, if you're like me, you can't identify most plants. So I'm going to ask you, like just to identify, what did the plant look like? Was it big? Was it small? Was it green? Was it red? Did it have flowers on it? What was it growing next to? So just writing some things down here under the plants. Even if you can't say, oh, this is a lavender plant, you can at least describe what it looks like. Okay, so this is our goal. How many plants do you see? How many different types of animals, this includes bugs, do you see? And what did your terrain actually look like? This guy took a picture. Take a picture if you want. If you can, upload it below. That would be awesome. If you can't, not a big deal. Okay, and then last thing on this website, there are some identification pages. So if you want to identify an insect, like you see one and you really want to know what it is, these two websites that he links to here can help you identify what those insects are. Okay, so you can kind of click through here and see if you can identify what your insect is. That's pretty much it for this hike. So again, at the end, this is a 4-question quiz. Where's my hand? There it is, 4 questions. I'm going to ask you, 1, what were the plants that you saw? 2, what were the types of animals or insects that you saw? 3, what was the terrain like? And then the last one, 4, I'm going to ask you to describe the food web. So where did all the energy for all this stuff originally come from? And then what were the producers that you saw? What were the consumers that you saw? And then if you saw any decomposers, what were those as well? Again, all the instructions are in this website. The link is below. The 4 questions are the things that I'm going to be grading. If you have any questions for me, you can email me, you can text me, you can call me. I put all my contact info again below. So if you need any help, just reach out. That's all. Good luck and enjoy your hike.